field here in Green Bay. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Atlanta Falcons and the Green Bay Packers. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The first carry here for Ty Montgomery. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. The Packers and Falcons, they've had some memorable encounters in recent years. They met at the Georgia Dome in the 2016 NFC Championship game won by Atlanta, as well as the first regular season game at the new Mercedes-Benz Dome. That game also won by the Falcons 34-23, so revenge on the minds of the green and gold here. And it's still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And they'll run it here. Oh, now he bowls him over. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Detroit! No. Check. Patriot! All right, now, lucky 56.
Looking to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. The numbers for him from a week ago. 4 catches, 110 yards.
Look, I know everybody wants to be number 1 in everything they do, but he's number 2 in the league in receiving yards. That's a strong number, a strong year, and they want that to continue.
He's going to walk one deep left side here. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Leopard! No. Check. Patriot! Gone! All right, now, lucky 56.
Back to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. As his guys are in for 6. And the Falcons will extend their lead. catch puts him past the great Jerry Rice. For the most receiving yards in a single season, he's now up over 1,848.
At one point, we called Jerry Rice Flash. How about the dash we saw here today? The dash towards his record and past it. What a tremendous achievement. And how much fun is it for us to be here to witness it?
It's a pinch me moment for us. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Aaron Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
On second down, here's Rodgers. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
On third and long, it's Rodgers. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. He missed on his first three passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you wonder, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down. From midfield, here's Rodgers. It's caught outright by Graham. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to float this one deep right side. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in his first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there. Wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage and make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
Here we go. Detroit!
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He's going to float this one deep. And got his man complete. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 51 yards. To throw now on first down. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. In for the score. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to it. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. 20 carries, 82 yards.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people open downfield.
Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football. Let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Grady Jarrett, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's going to float this one deep right, and that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Falcons will extend their lead. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain him.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
We got 3. We got 319.
They go play action for Montgomery, and now Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, but it looked like a Packer. Yeah, a Packer was able to get this back, and they'll indeed keep possession. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
Hey. 319.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. It'll be a pickup of 12 yards. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Well, it looks like they caught him off guard on 2nd and very long by running the football. All right, we always talk about tendency breakers and counters and doing things opposite the grain, and that worked very well for him. Picked up really nice yardage, but it's done a lot of work.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Grady Jarrett in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. A big hitter that time in the punt game. 66 yards on the boot. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
Leopard! Now let's go! 319! 319!
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. He's going to lock one. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way up to the 47-yard line. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 44 yards.
Leopard! Gone!
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to float this one deep right. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to get this down inside of Green Bay's 15-yard line. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 42 yards.
No, check. Patriot!
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Falcons continue to pour it on.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be credited with this one. Tremendous blocking to get the runner into the end zone.
Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And the route is on here in this first half. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out comes Ty Montgomery and the rest of his offensive mates to take over. A 1,000-yard campaign in his sights, Charles, but needs a little bit of a kick here down the stretch to reach it.
And sometimes at this stage of the season, you're looking for that extra goal.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Rodgers to Montgomery on the draw. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
Now, that result is no surprise. This team is bringing back memories of what? The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Those teams were so great against the run, they made you abandon any plans of doing that when you played against them.
And avoids the contact by sliding. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up fourth down. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. Spinning again. A good return there, 17 yards. And here now come the Falcons. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Definitely worth taking another deep shot here. He's already found the end zone twice here in the first half.
Yeah, go back to that same well. They've had trouble containing him, but able to contain him on that play. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
Detroit!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right, and that's caught inside the 35. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab of that length. Talk about giving your team a little juice.
Oh, big time. I mean, everyone's going to be excited about that one, whether you're on the field or not. permeates his way through the entire team, and I can't wait to see what they do on the next down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. He's going to get it running right. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
He may try and run for this. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it will still bring up a 4th down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. His pass caught at the 4. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Falcons add on. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice job there on special teams as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. Out comes Devontae Adams in the offense for their next drive. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And the guys on defense are aware as well. And they're really excited he has no catches, but they're also worried. Because a lot of times, it's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
319.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
58.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense has spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. Those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
Here's J.K. Scott now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there just before halftime. 49 yards.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
try the right side here. Oh, what a move. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Detroit! Detroit! Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Gun! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll drop the throw. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And, it'll be intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half.
It's caught at the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A big play there with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Falcons continue to pour it on. Bryant now to tack on the extra point. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense, but a lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit, because for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his face all game long that he's got to try and block and protect his quarterback and create space for his runner. In this case, he did a really nice job of communicating and executing.
And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a big one.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
This will be caught at about the 6. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think they were looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands,
speed. I mean, the flat-out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
He'll get it up the middle into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did.
They're right there at the one. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
319.
They'll run forward with Montgomery, and he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Ty Montgomery, his 6th touchdown of the season, and his guys are able to get a score back.
The touchdown was scored by the runner, but the offensive line, they feel like it's theirs. They blocked that one up perfectly, allowed him easy access to the end zone.
Crosby on now to kick it away. This is taken near the 13. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. But they have to...
It's caught inside the 25. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And this is going to be Packer football.
We got plenty of weather here today. We got some snow going on, and they've come out of a dome. And there have been 2 ways of getting ready for this.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Now, let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit. Detroit.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Mike Daniels, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Detroit. Detroit. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, the rookie nearly had the pick. Probably should have had it. 3rd down now. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
They'll set up a throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Muhammad Wilkerson able to collapse the pocket and drop him for a loss of a yard. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. In for the score. And the Falcons use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors. But that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 30 inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it a 2nd down. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Incomplete. He was looking for Ty Montgomery that time. And it's 3rd and 5.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. So that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
No. Check. Patriot. Detroit.
They'll look to throw. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Mike Daniels in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
Leopard. Over.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Touchdown, Falcons. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons add on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Now the Packers get set to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
319.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Falcons grab it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
No, check, Patriot. No, check, Patriot.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Gone!
Back to throw here. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. As his guys are in for 6. And the Falcons capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. And with that touchdown pass, he has broken the record for the most in a single game. What an incredible day for this guy.
How did we get this lucky to be here to see this performance? Touchdown pass after touchdown pass after touchdown pass. An amazing, incredible day.
Now here's Bryant to kick it away. So a very short kicker. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
58.
Looking to throw on second down. Rodgers. This is Cobb with a catch right side. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that.
And picked it up, and the Falcons grab it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline is still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point. But being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
And they'll go on the ground. To the 40 and no further. The razzle-dazzle, though, got him a couple extra on the play. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Watch it now, Barney. Detroit. All right, now, lucky 56.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught at the 20. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 43 yards.
Barney. Watch it now, Barney.
And they'll run it here. And he's got this one down to the 10. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now a handoff looking right. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing, too.
Oh, she's at least...
She's on, like, the 5th tune at this point.
She left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
It's now a hit and a loose football. And the Falcons grab it. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not Scales, right?
No.
I don't hear Scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. This will be taken short. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Ty Montgomery in the offense getting set for their next drive. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence that you just keep doing the things you've been working on. Eventually there'll be creases. Find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on. It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
Holding offense.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
And he comes back with one complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. They have gone to the 4th quarter, by the way, in that game in Cleveland. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Cam Newton with 3 touchdown passes to help lead the way.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 46 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Now here's Bryant to kick it away. So a very short kick, and this will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. On the ground, it's Montgomery. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
Watch him now, Barney. Set. 3-19. Gone.
They'll look to throw here. He's going to air one out. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times, tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful.
All right, now, lucky 56. Detroit!
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you've got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and he can make plays that way, but I like what you just said. Throw it to him deep and get it in a big chunk.
But incomplete on that try.
Gone!
They'll set up to throw. He's going to walk one deep left side here. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this one. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop it.
Now, I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who
Yeah.
had them. Hey, listen, get the points from me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Well, partner, there's something special about a game in the snow. Just always fun in these elements, although a little chillier up here in the open-air booth. The only thing that's not fun is that we got the mid-game notification that our flight was canceled tonight, but we'll deal with that later. It was really a fun game to watch, though.
It was, and there is something special about games played in the snow because the element of surprise really kicks in. You don't know how they're going to handle the ball, if someone's going to make a dramatic play just out of nowhere, and all of a sudden it just changes the course of things. But a big shout out to our crew to make sure that we were comfortable up here, as comfortable as one could be. In these elements, they took care of us and made sure we were dressed properly.
So for Atlanta, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.